Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to Sri Vrindavan Dham. We are here in the holiest of holy dhams.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in the courtyard at the MBT. And we're hoping that because the camera is way over there in case you can't see us, we're here. We're hoping that some monkeys don't come and steal our camera. So we're just going to try to get a quick session in, but you can hear the atmosphere of Vrindavan Dham. As soon as we say that, it becomes quiet.
Yeah.
And this is hanging the wrong way.
That's it.
Okay. So where are we reading from?
Canto 4, Chapter 9, Text 34.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 34. It is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in my case, although I have satisfied the super soul of the whole universe, I have prayed only for useless things. My activities were exactly like treatment given to a person who is already dead. So now, just see how unfortunate I am, for in spite of meeting the Supreme Lord, who can cut one's link with birds and death,
Not birds.
Yes, because of the birds. Who can cut one's link with birth and death. I have prayed for the same condition again. Purport. Sometimes it so happens that a devotee engaged in the loving service of the Lord desires some material benefit in exchange for this service. This is not the proper way to discharge devotional service. Out of ignorance, of course, sometimes the devotee does so, but Dhruva Maharaj regrets his personal behaviour in this connection. Dhruva is still lamenting for wanting something in exchange for his meditation.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how Dhruva says, in spite of meeting the Supreme Lord who can cut one's link with birth and death, I've prayed for the same condition again. Meaning I met the Lord who could have finished off all my business and I could have gone back to the spiritual world, but instead I made a prayer to have a planet, my own planet, and so then he winds up with his own planet. So, yeah, like that. Interesting. 935. Because of my state of complete foolishness and paucity. Wow, paucity? What does paucity mean? Paucity. Scarcity. No, it means scarcity. Scarcity. Because of my state of complete foolishness and paucity of pious activities. So, scarcity of pious activities. Although the Lord offered me his personal service, I wanted material name, fame, and prosperity. My case is just like that of the poor man who, when he satisfied a great emperor who wanted to give him anything he might ask, out of ignorance he asked only a few broken grains of husked rice. Purport. In this verse, the word swarajyam, which means complete independence, is very significant. A conditioned soul does not know what complete independence is. Complete independence means situation in one's own constitutional position. The real independence of a living entity who is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is to remain always dependent on the Supreme Lord, just like a child who plays in complete independence, guided by his parents who watch over him. The independence of the conditioned soul does not mean to fight with the obstacles offered by Maya, but to surrender to Krishna. In the material world, everyone is trying to become completely independent simply by fighting against the obstacles offered by Maya. This is called the struggle for existence. Real independence is to be reinstated in the service of the Lord. Anyone who goes to Vaikuntha planets or Goloka Vrindavan planet is freely offering his service to the Lord. That is complete independence. Just contrary to this is material overlordship, which we wrongly take to be independence. Many great political leaders have tried to establish independence, but due to such so-called independence, the people's dependence has only increased. The living entity cannot be happy trying to be independent in the material world. One has to surrender, therefore, unto the lotus feet of the Lord and engage in his original eternal service. So this is one of the dichotomies or conundrums, it seems, that we have a natural tendency to want to be independent, which in one sense we are, but our independence is perfected with our dependence on Krishna. So when we independently choose to realign ourselves with our natural position of being eternal service of Krishna, then we become completely independent, in the sense that we're independent from the modes of material nature and independent from the illusory energy.
Next paragraph, Dhruva Maharaj regrets that he wanted material opulence and greater prosperity than that of his great-grandfather, Lord Brahma. His begging from the Lord was like a poor man's asking a great emperor for a few grains of broken rice. The conclusion is that anyone who is engaged in the loving service of the Lord should never ask for material prosperity from the Lord. The award of material prosperity simply depends on the stringent rules and regulations of the external energy. Pure devotees ask the Lord only for the privilege of serving him. This is our real independence. If we want anything else, it is a sign of our misfortune. Oh dear. Sometimes it's nice to be comfortable while you're engaging in devotional service. I don't ask for more than that, really. Decent bathroom and all that. No, but it's interesting, okay? Because, no, I just want to share for maybe other people that if you are properly situated materially or whatever, you can do cheapers 10 times more service than someone who isn't, because you're feeling comfortable, you know?
Okay. I'm listening to you, but you seem to be distracted.
No, I stopped talking half an hour ago.
No, you didn't. You said feeling because you're uncomfortable.
No, it's alright.
Uncomfortable. Because you're feeling comfortable.
It's alright.
You said you can do 10 times more service because you're feeling comfortable. I was waiting for you to say something about the alternative, which is that when you're feeling uncomfortable.
I said that, but anyway. The point is, anyway, that's my point.
Okay, there's a monkey over there. Didn't really.
Oh no, there's a monkey.
And they're very quick.
They are.
Yeah.
You see that siren she's wearing? It's the one that like my parents did. Sorry everybody.
Okay. Sorry about the sorry. There's a monkey.
Right, we might have to cut it short because there's a monkey, and here the monkey's extremely quick at swiping things like glasses and phones and whatnot.
Yeah, I had one nick me glasses earlier.
Today, and they chewed them as well.
Yeah. Okay, we'll try for 36.
Oh, okay.
The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, persons like you who are pure devotees of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can offer liberation, and who are always attached to the honey of the lotus feet, are always satisfied in serving at the lotus feet of the Lord in any condition of life. Such persons remain satisfied, and thus they never ask the Lord for material prosperity. Okay, purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that He is the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor of everything and anything within this creation, and the supreme friend of everyone. When one knows these things perfectly, he is always satisfied. The pure devotee never hankers after any kind of material prosperity. The karmis, gyanis, and yogis, however, endeavor always for their own personal happiness. Karmis work day and night to improve their economic condition. Gyanis undergo severe austerities in order to get liberation, and yogis undergo severe austerities by practicing the yoga system for attainment of wonderful mystic powers. A devotee, however, is not interested in such activities. He does not want mystic powers or liberation or material prosperity. He is satisfied in any condition of life as long as he is constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. The Lord's feet are compared to the lotus, wherein there is saffron dust. A devotee is always engaged in drinking the honey from the lotus feet of the Lord. Unless one is freed from all material desires, he cannot actually taste the honey from the Lord's lotus feet. One has to discharge his devotional duties without being disturbed by coming and going of material circumstances. Can you continue to read? Because I have a call and it might be...
This desirelessness for material prosperity is called nishkama. Oh dear.
Я кое-что поправить забыла, сейчас ты всех будешь.
Okay, distractions galore. Phone was ringing. I think it was an important call, but I missed it. Where is it?
One should not mistakenly think that nishkama means giving up all desires. That is impossible. A living entity is eternally existent and he cannot give up desires. A living entity must have desires. That is a symptom of life. And when there is a recommendation to become desireless, it is to be understood that this means that we should not desire anything for our sense gratification. For a devotee, when there is a recommendation to become desireless, it is to be understood that this means that we should not desire anything for our sense gratification. For a devotee, the state of mind, nishpriha, is the right position. Actually, every one of us already has an arrangement for our standard of material comforts. A devotee should always remain satisfied with the standard of comforts offered by the Lord, as stated in the Upanishads, Tena Tyaktena Bunjita. This saves time for executing the Krishna consciousness. Yes, well, I think just being constantly disturbed by them, it shows we are not on the undisturbed platform and not being conditioned, not being affected condition. All it took was a few of Radharani's residents and we're like, get out of here, we're trying to read the Bible, get out of here.
I guess there's some expectation of consideration.
Yeah, comfort.
Comfort, yeah, I guess comfort, yeah. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Hari Hari.